Hey everybody, it's Ken Perry with Broker Knowledge Group, and I just got off the phone with Paul Mondor of the Federal Reserve. Paul's one of the guys who had to do with the writing of the compensation structure rules that we've been under since April 1st. Now, I have been teaching Dodd-Frank for, well, since it was even proposed in Congress, and I've been teaching the Fed rules since they proposed it as a rule under the Truth in Lending Act for a long time. And in doing so, there's always been one thing that's bugged me. And so I called the Fed. For the last 4 months, I've been calling them and just begging them to answer one question. So finally, Paul called me back and gave me the answer. And it's not what I expected, but it was an answer to the question I've been asking. So what I want to do is give you the question, then I want to give you Paul's answer, and then I'm going to tell you need to consult your attorneys. So here goes. My question is this. As soon as the new comp structure really came to be, like, when we got really close to April 1st, when people started issuing their policies, you saw wholesalers tell a mortgage broker, you're going to get paid whatever you want to get paid on every deal, but it has to be consistent. And so a mortgage broker would go, great, I want 2 points on every deal. And the lender would go, okay, well, cool, then use this rate sheet. They'd hand them a rate sheet. And then another broker would go, I want to make 1 point on every deal. Okay, well, use this rate sheet. So the amount of money you made on a deal dictated what rate sheet you were given to offer to your borrowers. The same thing happened on the broker shop level. So a mortgage broker would go to their, let's say, 2 originators, and I just want to keep it simple. They'd go to the 2 originators and say, what do you want to make? And one originator would say, I want to make 2 points. And another would say, I want to make 1 point. And the broker would go, great, loan originator A, use this rate sheet. Loan originator B, you use this rate sheet. Well, my confusion over this was the amount of money the originator is making is directly correlated with the amount that they're charging to their borrowers in interest rate. And I never thought that sounded right. So are you ready for what Paul said? I ran it by him. I said, Paul, I have 30 loan originators all working in cubicles right next to each other. And I want to have 30 rate sheets. Every LO gets their own rate sheet, and their rate sheet will be directly dictated by how much I pay them. So an exact correlation between the rate they're offering to the borrower and the money that they're making on the deal. And do you know what he said? No problem. No problem. He said, yeah, that sounds like it would be okay. And after digging a little deeper, I found out what he told me is the Fed would have never gone for any type of price fixing arrangement. So they couldn't tell a mortgage broker, hey, you have to pay all your LOs the same, so you can adjust compensation per LO. So that's the first thing, they can't control that. And then the second thing is they can't control your rate sheet. So the policy basically ties to each loan originator who is paid by a creditor, and then obviously each mortgage broker who pays their loan originator. But he said we won't pick it up and apply it to all the LOs. Each arrangement between a creditor and an LO is a sole and separate arrangement. So they're not going to tie it. So I'm really confused still because I still feel like that does tie directly to the amount of money you're charging, but Paul Mondor says doesn't violate the rule. Okay, here's the big disclaimer. Anything that I talk about is a law, and therefore you should talk to your attorneys about it. Don't make any assumptions based on what I just said, because I just got that from Paul. He's one of the attorneys up there, but you still want to make sure that this is correct by checking it over with your attorneys, and hopefully you have a good one. But just understand that Paul is saying it's okay to have separate rate sheets, even if the pricing on those rate sheets correlates with the amount of money the LO is getting paid, as long as it doesn't fluctuate on every single deal. Hopefully that helps. I know it helped me because now I'll be teaching classes differently just because of this new information. But anyway, have a great day. Hopefully that helps. We'll see you guys later.